Most people stay broke, not because they earn too little, but because of one invisible habit controlling every decision they make with money, a habit so quiet, so hidden, that it can keep someone working hard their entire life and still stuck at zero. If you have no money right now, pay attention, because what I'm about to show you could be the most important thing you ever learn about escaping poverty, building real wealth, and taking control of your financial future. This is why some people break free and live financially free lives, while others work harder and harder and never get ahead. Most people don't realize this, but the most dangerous place to be financially is not poverty. It's effort without progress. You wake up early. You show up. You give your time, your strength, your best years. And somehow, it never feels enough. You earn something. You're not lazy. You're not irresponsible. Yet every single month ends the same way, nothing left. Before your salary even settles, bills are already waiting. Rent, utilities, transportation, subscriptions you forgot you signed up for. Then come the family needs. Someone is sick. Someone needs help. Someone is counting on you. And because you're human, because you care, you give. And just like that, your plans disappear. An emergency shows up, not because you invited it, but because emergencies always do. And once again, everything you were trying to build resets to zero. Most people don't talk about this part. The quiet pressure, the mental weight, the way money problems follow you even when you're trying to rest. This is the silent stress nobody posts online. No captions, no filters, just long nights of overthinking and quiet worry. You start asking yourself questions you never planned to ask. Why am I working so hard and still stuck? Why does it feel like I'm moving but not advancing? Is this really how life is supposed to be? And the hardest part isn't even a lack of money. It's the feeling of doing everything right and still falling behind. Jim Rohn once said, "You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid for the value you bring to the hour." But nobody explained that early enough. So you keep pushing. You keep hoping. You keep telling yourself that one more raise, one more opportunity, one more breakthrough will fix everything. Yet deep down, there's a quiet fear. A fear that if nothing changes, this cycle will repeat year after year. You see people online talking about investments, freedom, passive income, and it feels like they're speaking a language you were never taught. Warren Buffett said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." But right now, you're barely making enough while you're awake. And that's what hurts the most. Not that you're broke, but that you're trying to be responsible, trying to survive, trying to do better with what you have. This is where most people are, stuck between effort and exhaustion, between responsibility and regret. And if you don't understand why this keeps happening, if you don't identify the real problem, you can work hard for decades and never escape this loop. Because what's keeping you stuck isn't visible. It doesn't announce itself. It quietly shapes every decision you make with money without you noticing. Most people believe that the reason they're stuck financially is obvious. They don't earn enough, or they live in the wrong place, or circumstances are against them. But that's a dangerous misconception, and it keeps millions trapped in the same cycle year after year. The problem isn't laziness. You show up every day. You work, you grind, you try. The problem isn't your country. Opportunities exist everywhere. People succeed in the most unlikely places. The problem isn't low income. Even modest earnings can grow into wealth if directed correctly. The real enemy is far more subtle. It's invisible. It's the mindset that controls every decision you make with money without you even noticing. I'm talking about a survival money mindset. A mindset that conditions you to live in reaction mode. Earn, spend, hope. A system where every month begins with ambition and ends in resignation. Where financial decisions are dictated by immediate needs instead of long-term growth. This mindset doesn't even feel wrong. It's been reinforced by your environment, by society, by what you were taught about money growing up. It masquerades as common sense. It whispers, do what you can today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. But tomorrow never takes care of itself. Here's the painful truth. Money problems are rarely money problems. They are thinking problems. Robert Kiyosaki once said, "It's not how much money you make. It's how much money you keep, how hard it works for you, and how many generations you keep it for. But the survival mindset ignores this principle. It trains you to chase money for daily survival, not for long-term growth. It trains you to trade time for cash endlessly while losing the ability to control your future. Every payday becomes a trap. You earn, you spend, and hope. You hope the bills don't pile up. You hope the rent doesn't exceed your paycheck. You hope emergencies don't drain your account. And you repeat this cycle month after month, year after year. Even people who earn more fall into this trap. They work harder. They chase promotions. They increase their income. But the same mindset ensures that no matter how much money enters, the outcome is the same. Stress, uncertainty, and the constant feeling of barely keeping up. The root cause of staying stuck isn't the economy, your job, or even luck. It's the pattern of thought, the invisible framework that dictates how you respond to money, opportunities, and risks. It's the unexamined habit of survival thinking that tells you, spend it all now, worry later, tomorrow will be different. This mindset is a silent thief. It robs your potential quietly, consistently, and invisibly. It makes every financial decision reactive instead of strategic. And unless it's identified and replaced, every strategy, every side hustle, every savings plan will eventually fail. That's why understanding the enemy is the first step to breaking free. Because until you see the real problem, no amount of income, advice, or effort will be enough. As Tony Robbins said, success is doing what you want, when you want, where you want, with whom you want, as much as you want. But the survival mindset limits you to doing what you have to, when you have to, with constraints you cannot escape. And it's this invisible enemy that keeps you from moving toward freedom, even when every external condition seems favorable. The good news is this enemy can be overcome. It can be recognized, exposed, and replaced with a wealth-oriented mindset. But first, you must see it for what it truly is, the silent force keeping you trapped in the cycle of earn, spend, and hope. Here's where everything changes. Most people believe that wealth starts with money, but that's the trap. Wealth doesn't start with income. It starts with the decisions you make when you have nothing. Imagine two people with the same salary, living in the same city, paying the same bills. One slowly builds wealth. The other stays trapped, working harder and harder, but never moving forward. The difference isn't luck. It isn't timing. It's mindset. Wealthy people don't wait for money to start thinking like the wealthy. They start thinking differently first, and then money follows. Warren Buffett once said, "The most important investment you can make is in yourself." But the survival mindset ignores this. It tells you, just get by today, worry about growth later. And by the time you're ready to grow, years have passed, and habits are already cemented. Here's the truth nobody teaches. Money problems are rarely solved by more money. They are solved by better thinking. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you respond when money comes into your hands. Do you spend it to look good, to satisfy immediate needs, to impress others? Or do you let it work for you, to build control, freedom, and long-term growth? The mindset shift is simple, but not easy. You must stop reacting. You must start directing. You must see money as a tool, not a temporary solution. Jim Rohn said, "Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune." Right now, your education about money may be incomplete, but this is your turning point. Change the way you think. Change the way you handle money, and everything starts to follow. The third decision is the hardest, and it's where most people give up. Delay rewards longer than most people can. Instant gratification is the enemy of wealth. It whispers, "Spend now. Treat yourself. You deserve it." And if you listen, the cycle repeats. Wealth is built by people who can suffer longer without quitting. Progress will feel invisible at first. Results will come late. Discipline must exist even when motivation fades. Look at Jeff Bezos. He spent decades building Amazon, often working in near anonymity, investing every profit back into growth. For years, he didn't see the payoff, and yet he stayed consistent. That's why he succeeded. Not because he got lucky, but because he delayed gratification in favor of long-term gains. You must do the same. Invest in yourself, in your skills, and in systems that will eventually pay off. Be patient, be consistent, and understand that delayed rewards create freedom that instant pleasure never can. This is why most people never get rich. Not because they can't earn, but because they can't wait. The ability to endure discomfort today determines financial freedom tomorrow. Now let's bring it all together. You don't need money to start. You don't need the perfect job, the perfect city, or the perfect opportunity. What you need is clarity, structure, and patience. Decision 1. Stop spending to impress. Decision 2. Turn skills into assets. Decision 3. Delay rewards longer than most people can. Follow these steps, and slowly, quietly, consistently, you begin to build wealth. Remember what Warren Buffett said: the more you learn, the more you earn. This is not about shortcuts or luck. It's about understanding the invisible rules that govern money, thinking differently, and taking control. You're not broke. You are early. You are learning lessons that will compound faster than anything else you could earn today. Most people fail after the second step, the moment they think small wins are enough. Don't be most people. Here's what I want you to do next. Comment wealth if you're serious about breaking free from the cycle. And tell me, which of these 3 decisions are you struggling with the most? Because having no money doesn't stop wealth. Thinking like the broke forever does. This is where the story continues. And if you implement these principles, everything you thought about financial freedom will change.